Last year at the Jungle and one of Castleford's best ever wins against the then world champions. Can they repeat it in 2009? With Brent Sherwin in top form, anything's possible. But Leeds have selected from strength. Brent Webb's back in top form, and Lee Smith has recovered from the blood infection that kept him out of 6 prior to Murrayfield. Well, Leeds haven't won at the Jungle for 5 years. Can they turn that record around here? Or will the Tigers maul the Rhinos again? This is the way the two teams will line up. The Castleford Tigers have got McGoldrick at full-back, then they go Dixon, Shenton, Evans and Wainwright, Famuina and Sherwin at half-back. Up front, it's Mitchell Sargent, Rangi Chase and Liam Higgins, Brett Ferris, Stuart Jones and Joe Westerman. And on the bench for Castleford, it's Ryan Clayton, Chris Feather, Ryan Ball and James Ford. For the champions, well, they have almost a clean bill of health, and it's Brent Webb at full-back. Donald, Smith, Senior, Hall, Maguire and Burrow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Doesn't get much worse in the forwards. Luluai, Badouras, Peacock, Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Kirk and Sinfield. And on the bench, it's Lauatiti, Diskin, Ablett and Burgess. And the coach, of course, is Brian McLennan. Well, in the last half hour, the heavens have really opened here at the Jungle as Leeds make their way onto the field. They have the best defence in Super League, only 29 tries conceded this year, but scoring has been a problem for them. The conditions will not help the quick, fizzy passes that the Leeds Rhinos love here tonight. The Tigers, on the other hand, wooden spoonists in 2008, 8th in 2009, but it's only points difference that pushes them down. They are actually 5th equal. They've actually scored more tries than Leeds, you know, 53 as against 48. It's the defence that's letting them down. They've conceded 25 tries more than the Leeds Rhinos. Well, they say conditions are great levellers. Just look at the night we've got here in West Yorkshire for Ian Smith to control with the two men in the middle. Will the rain play a part, Steve-O? I must say the pitch is magnificent.
It always is when you come down to the Jungle, and the crowd here absolutely looking forward to what should be a tremendous contest. I'm with you, Ed. It's a shame that we have got wet condition, because both these sides, they really do play some attractive rugby league football.
Castleford goes underway. Underneath the kick-off was Danny Maguire. Here is Jamie Peacock, does the first tackle of the match. You might have noticed that our special guest here tonight is Tony Smith. He was in charge the last time that the Leeds Rhinos won on this ground. But it has not been a very happy hunting ground for the Rhinos in recent years. Castleford Tigers always get up for this night of nights as far as they're concerned. But I'm afraid that the conditions are not conducive to good, fast, free-flowing rugby. Let us confirm that now. Down to Bill.
Eddie, not only rain, we've got thunder and lightning, an enormous clap of thunder just as Rob Burrow launched that kick, and a great shard of lightning, I have to say, Eddie, directly over the commentary position on the other side of the ground. So keep your head down. And just as they came in from the warm-up, 1 or 2 Leeds players went straight to the kit man and asked him to very quickly change the studs on their boots. It was a bit like the Ferrari pit lane, and he very quickly did the change. I think that indicates just how tough it is out there.
Well, don't worry about me, Bill. I've got my rubber soles on, but I'm not sure about the ball pate next to me.
I'm worried about that, Eddie. Never mind rubber soles. The one thing that you can be sure, it's going to be a real tough tussle down the middle with the big boys. Leeds will be looking towards Luluai and Peacock, of course, and the wonderful administration skills of Danny Badouras, where Castleford, Sargent and Higgins. That's a great kick. Wonderful kick, lucky to get away with that.
Scott Donald was judged to be facing his own line in the view of Ian Smith. That's why he got away with that. It wasn't a knock-on. He's in possession now, though. He got it right, the referee.
Certainly did, and the Castleford defenders, they did it right too. They didn't try to attack him whilst he was in the air. They kept off, made sure that he got touching of the ball. But look at that defence. They're out of the blocks of the Tigers. They mean business.
This is Kylie Luluai now for the Leeds Rhinos. And the referee, Ian Smith, signals this is the last tackle, this set of 6. Rain is coming down absolutely in stir-ons, and it's into the faces of the Leeds Rhinos as Sinfield's kick downfield is fielded by Ryan McGoldrick.
Great work by the second rower, Brett Ferris there, got right into the face of Kevin Sinfield. That's the reason why it wasn't a good kick.
Rangi chases the dummy half for the Castleford Tigers. This now is Sione Faumuina. He disappears under the challenge of 3 Leeds defenders. Mitchell Sargent waits on the inside and receives the pass. And this now is Stuart Jones. Been operating at hooker recently as Stuart Jones, but named in the second row tonight. The rain gets even heavier as once again Faumuina drives the ball in. He's a big man for a standoff. It's the last tackle here, says Ian Smith. Rangi Chase stabs the kick in behind the defence. Scott Donald does well, but he's trapped in goal by the chase of Michael Shenton. It's a goal line dropout.
Good work from the hooker. Rangi Chase realises that you've just got to dink it in these wet conditions. Good position though by Scott Donald. They know they're going to be under pressure. They've got to show tonight, the Rhinos, that they are the champions. But look at this weather. Oh, you can hardly see the players.
This is Doug Dixon, I think, over on the far side.
Eddie, you mentioned that Leeds go in this game on the back of a 12-day rest. It looks like the Tigers have been waiting more eagerly for this contest. Brilliant start from them, although there's the first error. I think we'll see 1 or 2 more of those. And Leeds backslapping all around now, having survived that early onslaught.
Great work by Rob Barrow there. Working that close blind side, but look how he gets right underneath the rib cage, lifts the legs. Great drive with the legs from himself.
Rob Barrow with a great tackle, but I think it was Joe Westerman who dropped the ball. Mind you, there would be nobody blamed if they dropped the ball here tonight. It is absolutely sheeting down. Well, they decided they may as well take the tops off, the Leeds fans who are in the exposed terrace away to our right.
Throw them about a soap.
Very little cover on that end of the ground. They're going to have a very, very wet and chilly night. Another flash of lightning overhead as Peacock drives the ball forward for Leeds. And not happy about that is Ian Smith, or is Jamie Peacock, and Stuart Jones is penalised for the push on Peacock's head here.
Well, I was just going to make the point to the official that Ian Smith has got to be a little bit understanding in these dreadful conditions. In as much that, you know, give him a little bit of leeway. He has to. It's going to be difficult and be slippy to try to get to your feet. Never mind if you've played the ball itself or when you've just finished off the tackle.
I think Bill told us last night that at the Leeds Sports Village for the Cooperative Championship match against Widnes, the pitch was watered by the ground staff just before the kick-off. I hope they didn't do that here, otherwise it'll be off for waterlogging in a minute.
Well, the one saving grace is that this playing surface is probably the best in Super League.
It really is, but this is Burrow. And Burrow trying to go in between and trying to get up again. Slides over. That could be a try because momentum might easily have taken Burrow home. I think the referee, though, is checking a possible obstruction in back play. But Burrow got up a second effort, scampered forward, was hit from behind, and they actually slid him over. But here's the possible obstruction there.
Well, there's the impact. Beautiful step. I think that's okay. He's gone past the man that perhaps would be key. Jamie Jones Buchanan. Has he stopped Sherwin from getting through there? But I think that Rob Barrow has actually gone past Jamie Jones Buchanan already. Throws the dummy. So therefore, the defence will go to the left as you look at it here. There's a slip. So I don't think there's any problem there at all. And you can see he's already made the gap. He's sliding. He tries to get up. He slides, he slides, he slides. That's a try for mine. That really is a try. Because there's no Castleford arm when his ball-carrying arm hits the deck. So this has got to be given.
I just wonder whether there was a possible double movement there, but maybe not, because momentum was certainly going to take him home. Ben Thaler's the video referee. And he says that Rob Burrow has scored.
And I think Mr. Thaler has got it absolutely spot on.
He's up against his hometown club tonight, of course, is Rob Burrow. He's a Castleford lad, and he's given Leeds the start that they wanted.
Not only that, he's come up with a crucial try. Remember, he was the man that got involved with the tackle that dislodged the ball, so they had possession. So not only did he start it, he finished it, and this man has added the extra 2.
And he might be the cricket season, but Castleford have a problem with the slips at the moment. Brett Ferris was the man who went down, and it's understandable in these conditions. The smaller players like Rob Burrow will benefit here if this rain persists, because as he slips, then there's confusion, and it's a scramble really with which they're never going to make. Ultimately, the Tigers take Rob Burrow over the line. Ferry Mawina's momentum helps him get there.
Well, there you go. That's what it's like being a cameraman at ground level tonight. Another massive flash of lightning overhead. I don't think we've had quite as much rain as this in the opening 6 minutes of a match ever. It's easing off the rain though a little bit now. I think it's come down from Durham where the test match was abandoned today. Play abandoned for the day in the test match, but rugby league continues through fair weather and foul. There's no problem. But Tony Smith, a fantastic start for Leeds, a fantastic start to the match.
Yeah, it has been. It's been interesting though, watching Castleford defensively were very good in their first 2 sets. Leeds struggled to get out of their own area. Castleford have been shortening up their defensive line and saying, hey, come around me if you can, and they just tried to, Leeds, and it didn't quite do it, but here we go again.
But Maguire was away. McGoldrick took the ball in. It suddenly came free as Tony Smith was talking, and Danny Maguire, well, he was onto it in a flash, if you pardon the pun here tonight with all the lightning around, and Leeds go over for the second try. But is it a legal try?
Well, we'll find out soon. There's 3 in attendance. Has he tried to offload? That's got to be the key for the video referee, Ben Thaler. He's lost it, so that is play on. That's basically a knock-on, and it's just squashed there, and it's picked up on the volley. I think that's on the half volley. I think that's okay. Maybe you'll see it a little bit different here. Oh, does it bobble? It certainly bobbles. Was it on the half volley? Ben Thaler, video referee, over to you. He's checking the ground in. This is going to be a try. Well, what a mistake from the fullback, Ryan McGoldrick.
And Ben Thaler says Leeds have their second try, scored by Danny Maguire. He has been ever present so far this year as Danny Maguire. He was a sub at Murrayfield, though. He's got 15 tries before that against Castleford, so make that 16 now over the years.
Unbelievable stuff. Chase downfield, and in these conditions, it wasn't the best kick. McGoldrick took it on the full, but the impact from Peacock going round the ball-carrying arm, it just bobbed nicely. Took it on the half volley. Leeds are running hot. Super stuff. You'd say that was a poor kick. You'd think that McGoldrick could get somewhere near the halfway line, but the chase was good, but the impact was better. And the man who was always around to poach, Mr. Maguire, makes it. Try number 2.
A few seconds ago, Kevin Sinfield just adds the extras and leads off to a great start. 12 points to 0 they lead at the Jungle, and the Castleford fans have just been well, their fire for this has been doused, and no wonder looking at that.
Tremendous, isn't it? And now they're getting through it is absolutely superb. But it just shows you the difference in these very bad conditions. The hit early from the little halfback Rob Burrow shook the ball free. Mistake. Leeds score. Again, McGoldrick drops the ball. Mistake, and the Rhinos go in for the second try. You've got to hold on possession.
8 minutes gone, and Leeds are ahead by 12 points to 0. Castleford trying to build on what was not a bad start for them the opening couple of minutes, but since then it's all gone very sour, and here comes Maguire again. Halted by the tackle of Mitchell Sargent. Now it's with Jamie Peacock. Gets Leeds Rhinos over the halfway line. That's the last tackle, says the referee Ian Smith. And Sinfield shaped a kick, gave it to Maguire. They're running this. Smith down the line. Difficult again from the goal. He picks it up cleanly. Again, it's a three-man tackle. He hangs on to it, though. Let's go down to Bill.
Big problems for Leeds Rhinos and for Rob Burrow, and Rob Burrow is on this near side wing to me, and he's been signalling frantically to the bench. I don't know if they can see him through the torrential rain that's falling at the moment. It seems to have got heavier again. Burrow is still out there, but it seems to be a problem with his left leg, and he's been limping since that last try was scored. He's still signalling to the bench, and I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to continue.
Yes, he's a bit of a passenger in the defensive line at the moment, is Rob Burrow. He's limping very heavily. This is the last tackle here for Castleford. Will they go down that side and try and tackle him? Well, the ball went backwards off Mitchell Sargent, says the referee, so there's a chance here for Castleford to get the kick in. They get the kick in, and the ball will skip and run and slide its way dead in goal. James Evans with the big hoof downfield.
There's a problem. Burrow, surprisingly, Terry Matterson surely would have got the message out. We've got to go towards Leeds' left-hand side. That's where he's been positioned, and it looks as though he's coming off. He's succumbed to it. Burrows goes off the field on the far side, and there's an injury. Scott Donald.
It was a heavy challenge here.
Did he catch the knee? He certainly slipped into it. Just making sure everything is spot on. No need to take any risks. You can see him slide. His footing's gone. Now then, I don't think he's made any contact with the head on any of the opposing players. I thought for one moment that he may have collided with his head on Brett Ferris's knee, but that doesn't appear to be the case. I think he just may have fallen awkwardly.
Well, he might have fallen awkwardly. He might be receiving treatment from the physio, but he's got hold of the ball. He has not let that ball go out of his grasp. And that's great to see that he is okay. He's on his feet. They're asking him just to check the bite. So maybe a problem with the jaw. There might be something there. Burrow, meanwhile, grimaces in pain. He has been taken off.
That's a big blow to the Rhinos. It's taken him a while to get into the full swing of this season, but I must say that I thought he was getting back to his best, especially in that first half up in Edinburgh. Super stuff.
The good thing about just how that all was handled, Eddie, sometimes we see players turn players over and they're worried about, you know, mouth guards and all those sort of things. When somebody gets a mild concussion or something that's suspicious about a neck injury, it's just best to leave them all. And often we see players turn players over. They just should never do it. Leave it to the physios.
Absolutely. And Scott Donald is being led from the field of play by the looks of things as this attack continues from the Leeds Rhinos with Jamie Jones Buchanan. And penalty here against Castleford, offside at the play, the ball far too quickly out of the blocks.
Well, they just can't get into the game, the Tigers. And you could see that they were stood a metre in front of the official. Well, this is manna from heaven as far as Leeds are concerned, and it's still raining, but not anything like it was a few moments ago.
No, compared to what we've seen, this is a drizzle. Danny Badeiras at dummy half finds his captain, Kevin Sinfield, who floats the pass to Brent Webb. Webb then gives it to Big Ali Lautiti, great hand, senior, good ball back on the inside. Hall for the first try for Leeds. Ryan Hall with the try. His 40th Leeds appearance, his 12th try of the campaign. He's third on the charts behind Sean Ainscough of Wigan and Chris Hicks of Warrington.
And again, the problems that they're having, not being able to control the ball and giving away that penalty allowed him an easy try. Take nothing away from their ability back on the inside. The way that Ryan Hall just gets himself into the position is quite superb. Lautiti, as often, the offload, but what about the inside pass from Senior? He's still got that quality, hasn't he, the centre Senior, and Ryan Hall knew exactly when to come back on the inside. That was super stuff. Quick hands in these conditions, you've got to admire.
It was Great hands from Keith Senior, who is making his 299th Leeds appearance tonight, the 495th appearance of his career. He is Super League's great survivor, and Kevin Sinfield, one of Super League's best kickers, has missed with that. Castleford won't be complaining about that. 16-0, the champions lead here at the Jungle.
It's all about timing, making sure that you come in at the right moment and your position on the field of play. Look at that. The ball has already gone, but Ryan Hall knows which way he's going. The sliding defence did exactly that. They just slid away. Neat little kick-off.
It was Jamie Jones-Buchanan, though. He made sure that they were not going to get the possession from the kick-off, but his body between the ball and the onrushing Castleford Tigers players.
Go, 2.
Well, Castleford, the first set of 6 wasn't bad, but since then we've seen nothing of them. Absolutely nothing.
Yeah, they'll be disappointed with the way they've started here, Eddie. You know, they've conceded 2 penalties and conceded 2 tries straight from it. From the other one, you know, they've made a couple of handling errors. They haven't really, you know, set about this game in the best way. Leeds were struggling to get out of their own half to start with, but we almost see another error there. The amount of players that are slipping over on this ground is significant as well, defensively. I wonder if we're going to see a lot of them from Leeds as well.
I wonder. That was Michael Wainwright, who had the little fumble and managed to catch the ball again just before it hit the deck.
Psychologically for the Tigers, it's not a good sign. If you're going to take on the Leeds champions.
Brent Sherwin's kick. That's Brent Sherwin's kick. It's got away from Brent Webb, and Webb has a little fumble, and then he slips.
Good kick and chase.
Evans to come up.
I'm just making that point, Eddie. They've got to make sure you've got to frustrate the likes of, oh, they come over the net, this could be the try.
Stuart Jones latches onto the mistake, and the referee gives the try. Well, it's going to be one of those nights, I think, like a ping-pong match from one end of the field to the other. There was nearly a mistake by Wainwright, then we had a couple of near errors from Leeds, then the critical one.
Just lost it. Isn't it amazing? A hero a few seconds ago, and Ryan Hall drops the ball and allows Stuart Jones a gift. And that's what it was. He was quick. You got to hand it to him. And Jones didn't panic. He knew he had the time. And he said, we'll have the try. Well, if ever a side needed a lift, it was from this man. The error from Ryan Hall, and dropped on by this fella.
And probably the most important skill in rugby league is the pass from behind the play of the ball. It's the start of every single play, and that pass went behind Ryan Hall, hence the reason why they're now stood behind the post having a drink of water and watching the attempted kick at goal here by Kirk Dixon.
Indeed so, Dixon with the opportunity to add the extras, which he does. Well, Castleford will feel they're back in the game, but 16 points to 6. They are back in the game on the scoreboard, but that's a try that's come for them from absolutely nothing.
And I think we're going to see plenty of it, because unless this rain abates, it's really going to be a knockathon, and errors will be spread all over the place. Though having said that, when Ryan Hall scored that try, the skill factor from Lautiti and the centre Keith Senior was superb.
Senior and Maguire closing down Kirk Dixon. Here goes James Evans trying to buy a little bit of ground for Castleford.
Back it up, Jeremy.
Well, there's a real entanglement then, and Castleford looking for a penalty from Ian Smith, not forthcoming. Mitchell Sargent drives it forward from Newcastle last year. Mitchell Sargent, and of course he is matching up with his former Newcastle Knights colleague Danny Medeiros on the other side here tonight. The Leeds number 9. Randy Chase is the dummy half for Castleford.
Surely they'll get some height on this.
Sherwin, it is. It's a towering bomb. Oh, it's all over the place. Webb knocked it back towards his own in-goal area. Play on, says the referee, goes quickly to ground as the Kiwi international fullback. And Ryan Hall's dropped it again. 2 knock-ons, first one by Ryan Hall, and Castleford will get head and the pendulum swings back towards the Tigers.
It's an amazing game, rugby league, especially in these conditions. Anything can happen. That was really good stuff there by Farmina.
So, scrum's about to go down. This is a mistake from Webb.
Now, was this a voluntary tackle? It's very rare you see them, but I think it was. He deliberately went to ground.
Well, he got to ground quickly, didn't he, because of the conditions. Brent Sherwin gets a short ball away! Oh, the ball was flicked out the back and Leeds have it back. I think that was Famuina who lost the possession there, right on the Leeds try line. Ryan Hall will play the ball to Maguire.
And it's a play that Castleford have done successfully. They pushed it round the back to Ryan McGoldrick on so many occasions. This time they used that decoy option and Famuina almost made it to the try line.
Oh, it's a penalty to Castleford here. And he's moved off the mark, says the referee, Ian Smith. Brent Webb is penalised. There's the tackle. Now watch where he goes to play the ball.
Takes another step, yep. It's a brave referee to pull
Here's
that
the
one.
play where they come back to the short side. Look at McGoldrick at the top of the screen. But good Leeds anticipation. They didn't overread it. They went with the play.
Well, Leeds will look to try and halt this next grade here. This is Sherwin. Good tackle by Badeiras.
It had to be as well because he threw a beautiful dummy. He was on his way through.
It's McGoldrick. Little dink over the top from McGoldrick. Shenton's after this. It's too long.
Oh, very relieved Lee Smith there. Knew he was just out of position. McGoldrick knew what was going to happen here. Beautiful chip over. They were all at sea. Good tactics by the Tigers.
More Leeds injury news. Bill.
Eddie, just an update on their 2 casualties so far, which might well have disrupted them, because Scott Donald is on the sideline, shrouded in a blanket and looking really shaken up after his injury. He's being checked by the medical team, still being checked, and he does look a bit groggy. Rob Burrow, meanwhile, has had his left thigh heavily strapped, and I think it's a dead leg. He's been out to try and loosen things up, but still looking very uncomfortable. So those 2 might not feature again this evening.
Oh, that was a big gamble, wasn't it, by Michael Wainwright. Oh, came to the rescue in the end, and that's the big problem for Rob Burrow. And that's a big problem for everybody, not just the players.
McGoldrick now is the latest one to need treatment here. And the water is starting to settle on the pitch as well. There's a big puddle in the in-goal area that Castleford are defending. Maybe a good job that Rob Burrow's off the field, Phil. He might have drowned.
Well, he'd have to negotiate that water jump too if he wants to get back on the field.
Time back on.
Well, as you saw, there was a bit of a scramble in defence for Castleford. That's why they've got this goal line dropout. McGoldrick is recovered sufficiently to carry on. It's with Brent Webb for Leeds. Here now Peacock.
You get the impression that Jamie Peacock will just absolutely relish this sort of this weather. Oh, that looked a touch forward. Delayed it from Badeiras.
It's a big turnaround, that one, to put the ball dead on third tackle down the other end, to give it away a 20-metre restart, and then have a dropout up the other end. The tactics by Leeds was fantastic. I question the execution and the tactics by Cass down the other end.
This is Senior. Short ball to Ryan Hall, cutting in field again.
4, 2 feet.
Looking for another try. Badeiras is the man at dummy half for Leeds. He gets it back to Maguire. He'll slide the kick in, and the ball will break. And who got the first touch there? Badeiras, or was it Chris Feather?
Well, it ricocheted away. Badeiras was very quick.
And Badeiras is smiling, so I wonder.
They're onside. Or is he onside? Did he come from an offside position, Badeiras? I think he may be. There you can see him way over on that left-hand side.
Badeiras is in front of the kick.
He's in front of the kicker. And if the ball has played the man rather than the other way around, then he must be classified. And you can see quite clearly there that he's in an offside position. So even if he does get this grounded, surely Ben Thaley, the video referee, will say, no, that is no try.
I think it's no try anyway. I think he dived over the top of it looking at that. But surely if he's ahead of the kick, he's offside, isn't he?
Yeah, yeah.
whether they're saying that he was then played onside because the Castleford man went for the ball, but I think that wouldn't count because he's still within a 10-metre radius of the number 15, Liam Higgins.
Absolutely.
I can't believe we're looking at the grounding.
That's correct, Phil. I agree with you. If he's within
we're
the
looking
10...
at the grounding, so what do we know?
I think it's no try either way.
I think he's lost the ball, hasn't he? There's no
I think if Padiras gets a fingertip to this, I think you see a bit of daylight first.
I'll be surprised if they give it, but I've been surprised a few times this season.
Well, his
it's
hand
short
does appear.
anyway.
His hand is underneath that of Chris Feather. But
But
you're right.
I think he's in an offside position. I think the Castleford player, he gets downward pressure. That's what he's looking at. Now, is Ben Taylor thinking about giving a TIY? I don't know. But surely, from the angle that we saw on the second run,
You've got to ask for a second opinion here if you're the Tigers.
Well, he was in front, wasn't he? So, and I think that the ball played the man, not the Castleford player playing the ball.
He's come from an offside position to be involved in this.
Yeah.
That should be it, surely. Mind
there
you,
another-
what we saw in the Championship last night with the try that was given under the sticks for Lee, anything could happen here.
Yeah, all you got to do is tickle the ball now, not downward pressure.
And whichever way it goes, you just get on with the game. And that's the way it should be.
Well, none
you
of the
do as
four of
coaches
us
and
think this is a
players, we
try.
don't,
Let's hope the
Tony.
referee sends a text message here to the video ref because he's got to be helped here.
Well, Ian Smith is looking at the big screen. He's looking at the pictures you're watching as well.
Well, Ian Smith, the referee, will be wishing he was down in Sydney when he's been back to the referee's call. And so will Ben Taylor. What do we get? No try, surely.
Well, let's see. No try. But it's a scrum to the defence, so he's decided
Knock
then
on.
that it was a knock-on. He wasn't offside.
Come down, knock on. Guys, bring him back.
Now, does he go for the ball? Oh, that's difficult. Does he lift the leg? I'm not right sure. He's played it.
The referee, the video referee, has ruled he's played at that ball.
So Higgins has been deemed to have moved the leg.
But he was within 10 metres of that player and the ball.
No, I'm with you,
He
Phil.
was within 10 metres of the kick. He was ahead of the kicker and he was within 10 metres of it. Anyway, listen.
It's
It's a
no
penalty
try.
now to
Get on.
Castleford. And as Tony Smith rightly says, we get on with it.
That's the way it's got to be in sport. You know, you get some bad calls sometimes. You've got to be good enough to overcome them.
Castleford in possession here with Rangi Chase.
Yeah. Go.
Well, can Castleford get some good field position? It's been
10 metres.
nearly all Leeds in this Castleford half.
We're 23 minutes in. There is only 10 points between the two sides.
Yeah, but a big loss for Castleford. The fullback, Ryan McGoldrick's just limped off the field, and he is, as I said before, the try creator or scorer for the Tigers. Somebody else needs to find some real magic here now. At 10 points behind, they're still alive. Can they exert this pressure?
Well, Brent Sherwin, the man with the ball in his hand there, he might be the key for victory, but that's great tackling from marker by Jamie Jones-Buchanan.
And let's not forget that the man that's just played the ball there, Rangi Chase. He's got plenty of quality. Good kick and chase.
Lee Smith with things to do, and Castleford saw to it that he didn't do them. Lovely kick. Measured kick.
When he's on top form, Brent Sherwin, one of the best in the league, that is for sure. He thrives on the confidence. Brett Ferris, the second rower, he was quick to the chase. Nothing that Lee Smith could do about that.
Go behind.
And I think it might be just
It's easing.
slowing down slightly.
It's easing. The pace of the match isn't out. Good drive forward by Chris Feather.
10 metres. Move.
Formerly with the Leeds Rhinos, of course. Chris Feather will be looking for a big match here tonight.
Two. Move. Hold.
Almoina gets
Go,
to his feet
two.
eventually. It's with Brent Sherwin. Now it's Brett Ferris again for Castleford. But the Leeds defence is there in numbers.
Move. Hold. Go.
Rangi Chase, Brent Sherwin looking for the runners. And they arrive in the shape of James Ford. Angle run from him. Good ball back on the inside to James Evans. Goes without it. Knock on. And it's by Leeds, I think, this.
Yeah, it was flicked out as Evans was racing through. There's a hand gets to it. And you can see quite clearly,
Big Ali.
Lawatiti smacked the ball down. Well spotted by Ian Smith.
Grab your arms in.
It's difficult for the players, but it's also difficult for the official.
This will be interesting here, Eddie. Castleford do like to chance their arm here from a scrum.
Well, let's see what they do. It's with Sherwin. And here is Ford again. And they go wide and find Wainwright, who applied the brakes, came back on the inside.
He did well, did Wainwright there, realises that anywhere near, and I mean, maybe even 10 metres away from the whitewash, if you just get momentum with the defence, they'll slide you straight over the line.
Rangi Chase and Sherwin. Short ball to Ferris. Dealt with by Ablett and Seinfeld. Chase again. The Tigers are just about 6 metres short at that play of the ball. He now's a drive in from Ryan Ball. Tackle number 4, shouts the referee Ian Smith. And a penalty to Castleford, says the referee Ian Smith, for hands in the ruck.
Well, they haven't had many opportunities. Surely they're going to tap, and that's what they're going to do.
And it'll be driven in here by Ryan Ball again. He is halted by Seinfeld, Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Luke Burgess. Rangi Chase gives it to Sherwin. Sherwin then loops it into the arms of Famuina. Famuina gives it to Joe Westerman.
He came a bit too early there. Sini had him wrapped up very early.
This is Feather once again. Gets the arms free, offloads to Sherwin. Bit of space here for Shenton. Bit of space maybe for Shenton. He's found Sherwin. He fires the pass again.
Great Leeds defence.
That's Stuart Jones once more. Now it's Sherwin. Stabbed through, bounced around. Pinged all over the place. Sinfield to the rescue for Leeds.
Well, the idea was good, but the execution was poor. Just didn't get that kick away when it was needed. Good work by Badiris. He got his body across it. And well picked up. There's a few players on either side struggling in these conditions.
Super League players have to be a resolute bunch, don't they? Hopefully, later in the year, we'll be talking about heat exhaustion. Tonight, we're talking about a possible drowning out here. And look at the tackle that flew in then from Famuina. Jamie Peacock felt that. Sinfield thumps that downfield. Good chase by Matt Diskin. And it was James Ford who fielded the kick.
Pretty good work by the Leeds first, second markers. They're working overtime. Peacock again. He also was quick on his feet there because he knew he was in an offside position, Peacock. All he had to do was touch the ball carry. Would have been a penalty.
Rangi Chase doing well. Will lay the ball there to Sherwin. He will give it then to Boyle. Boyle gets Castleford to the 40-metre line. And the kick is looking to find someone out wide. They find James Evans. It's still the last. Evans gets the ball away. It's hacked a little bit further forward, and Ryan Hall says that that is nothing that he's particularly interested in. It's going to be head and feed here to the Leeds Rhinos. Let's go down to Bill. Castleford injury news, I believe.
Yeah, they've lost Ryan McGoldrick possibly for the rest of the evening. He's got a bang on the hip and it was struggling to run, so they've had to take him off the field of play, and it's not very often that Ryan McGoldrick throws the towel in, but he's in a lot of pain. You can see a shake of the head there. He's in the waterlogged Cast dugout at the moment. Both the dugouts now awash, and the players just trying to keep their feet dry at the moment, like the rest of us over on this side of the field.
Did you bring your wellies, Bill? I think you should have done if you haven't.
10 metres. Move.
Well, Bill's pretty lucky, but there's not much wind. We're getting a few drops in here, aren't we, Eddie?
Yes, it's a bit inconvenient. There's a little hole in the roof, isn't there?
Move. Right in. Go. 2.
This is Luke Burgess for Leeds.
3.
Well, considering the conditions, you know, you've got to hand it to both these outfits. They're trying desperately to play some pretty attractive football.
Diskin, collared by Chris Feather. First year down at the Jungle for Feather. This is Jamie Jones-Buchanan again. Last tackle here for Leeds. 40 metres out. Sinfield will hoist it high. Flash of lightning in the background as James Ford knocks that on. It's going to be a goal line dropout.
Yeah. And there are the tactics. As if you can hear me over the thunder. He was in a very poor position. May have lost that in the light. And as you can see, it just dinks into the Look at that.
Does
There's
it go
water all
forward,
over.
though? Do you think it goes forward?
Well, not on that, to me.
Stay behind.
That goes
The ball's
backwards.
travelling backwards, isn't it? At no point does it change direction from that kick.
To be fair, it's pretty difficult for the official, as I say, to see from it. It was a fair way down. Oh, good run by the big fella, but he's lost it, oh, has he? Yes, he has, either way.
Luke Burgess lost it. Marina has it back, and he's a penalty for a ball steal. Another one by Leeds.
Talking back to the official, gets another 10. Well, what a great position there from Ian Smith, the official. He was there right on the spot. He could see when the ball was reefed away. The Tigers desperate to get a score before the half-time break.
Castleford have had 6 penalties, Leeds have had just the 2. It's remarkable, you know, when you think the start that Leeds made, 16-0 up after about 10 minutes, and here we are just over the half-hour mark, and Castleford very much in this match.
Well, slowly but surely they've had to grind their way through. OK, they got a little bit of luck. Ryan Hall dropped the ball, and Jones went over for an easy try, but you've got to take your chances.
This is James Ford again for Castleford.
2 feet back. Go.
James Evans at dummy half. Has a go himself, James Evans. Backs his own strength. Now TT and Maguire force him back.
Will they kick early in the tackle count rather than wait till the last?
Slides it through, Rangi Chase. Ooh! A flying effort from Dixon.
Good. Let me deal with it.
Well, he's got to go to the screen on this one. There was water, there was spray all over the place.
Get you a trap, that's why I didn't penalise you.
It was a neat little kick. They took the option on that short blind side. Rangi Chase, they're all onside, that's okay. Through the dummy. Held. He's fine. Does he get the touchdown? Bit of an obstruction by Senior there.
Physio might have come to Leeds' rescue there, but has he?
Oh,
Not sure.
well, neither am I. You mentioned last night that one was given just on a fingertip, and I think that'll be given.
It's a try, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, 4 times Castleford have tried to score through a kick when they've got down to this end of the field, Eddie. I think it's 4th time lucky. They can't break through Leeds' defence. It's so strong with running plays.
He's got to give that. That's got to be downward pressure. I've seen him give him with a little finger, and that's even got 2 fingers on it. So for mine, it's a TRY, and can he get it?
Well, Ben Taylor's the man with the decision, and he gives the try to Kirk Dixon and the Castleford Tigers. They're not only fighting their way back into this match, they are in it. From 16-0 down, it's now 16-10 with a kick to come.
Smart tactics. Very smart indeed there. Rangi Chase playing in the hooker's position tonight. Through the dummy. They got the obstruction from Senior, but Dixon was all on his own. And the fingertip control was sufficient. Diskin couldn't do anything about it. This is a pressure kick. Real pressure.
And it's the man who scored the try, who has now scored tries for Castleford in 5 successive games, who has to take it. He's got to run out of the puddle by the looks of things behind him. He gives it a bit of a hump, but in these conditions, well, it's no night for kicking goals off the touchline, is it? You can excuse him for that. 16-10 now, though, Leeds. Castleford clawing their way back into a match that looked in danger of swimming away from them.
There you see, they've got the numbers, but where's the winger? He's had to come in, do all the hard work. Dixon says, I'll take it. It was a 50-50 call from the video referee, Ben Thaler, but he got the positive nod. And they're back in it to the Tigers, courtesy of this fella.
And that was his 40th try for Castleford for Kirk Dixon. Nobody wants to take these high-hanging kicks on the full, do they? Feather again with a strong run for the Tigers.
10 metres, go early. Go, 2.
Rangi Chase.
Surrender! Stop!
Ian Kirk and Cardi Luluai there for Brent Sherwin. We've got 6.5 minutes to half-time. 16-10 it is to the Leeds Rhinos.
I was with you, Eddie, you know, with the way that Leeds started, and Castleford were all over the shop, far too many errors, dropping the ball here, there and everywhere, and then giving away silly penalties. It looked as though they were going to do another Catalan, the way that they just blitzed them in that first 40 minutes, but full credit, the home side, they've dug deep, got back into it.
And kicking on the last tackle. The ball is high again, it bumps into the ground, and they come up and numbers Castleford! Oh! Is it another decision? No, it's a goal line dropout, says the referee. Thought there was another decision going upstairs. There is a decision going upstairs. The Leeds players have asked him to ask Ben Taylor to give a bit of guidance on the restart.
Well, you can see they got the bounce, and it certainly came... Oh, it comes off Sinfield.
Well, it does. It's what happens here. What happens here?
Misses it. It's over already. It's a dropout. It's a dropout from underneath the sticks.
Ryan Clayton might have got a hand for this in the field of play, Steve-O, in the in-goal area.
But is it over the line before he gets to it? Let's have a look. Let's have a look.
Doesn't matter if it's in the air.
Well, I'm not so sure. I think Maguire gets it on a second occasion.
Goal line dropout, says Ian Smith after seeing that.
Yep.
Doesn't matter, as long as it's in the air, he can still play for it, either one of them. It's when it bounces over the dead ball line, that's when it's been put out by the previous person.
Sinfield's dropout.
Not a bad one either.
Good length. Dixon brings it back for the Tigers again.
Well, wasn't that amazing? I mean, that could have just squared it up just before we go in at half-time. And
in the circumstances, what a match this is, eh?
Yeah, it's
what a match.
Tremendous.
So it's a bit different to what we expected. Before the rain came, we expected some really open-style play from both teams. Have been attacking unreal this year, but it's now on the back of errors, isn't it? Whoever makes the errors seem to get scored against.
It's also on the back of penalties. That's the 7th that Castleford have had, and Leeds have only had 2. So they're getting a stack of possession on the back of the referee's whistle. Here is Brett Ferris for Castleford. Half-time at Wigan, and it's all square, 6 apiece. This now is a drive forward here by Chris Feather.
Depends which side wants to be patient throughout this game. Whether they force the pass, whether they just take a few more risks, maybe can come up as a reward, but it can also go against them.
Randy Chase, that's a good run. Went one way, then the other. That went behind, but it's picked up by Ablett. Sherwin tries to rescue the damage. Was actually lying in the ruck then when the ball was played. It came off his head. Referee said play on. Here is Burgess again. 3.5 minutes to the half-time whistle, and the players will be glad to get in out of the rain. Having said that,
it's
stopping. Yeah. And the sky is actually clearing a little bit. Here is Diskin. Ablett, I don't think he was expecting that, but he's making the most of it, and he gets a great ball away to Brent Webb.
Did well to take that in the fullback. Ablett's sheer strength trying to offload was good.
Sinfield, Luluai. Last tackle here for Leeds.
Will they kick over to the top into the corner? They've got that sliding defence. There's only the wingman there.
He took it cleanly.
And took it well. Very well indeed. A little bit slow to react there, Castleford, on that sliding defence out there on that right-hand side. There's the better weather.
Rainbow, eh? It's coming.
Yep. Are you old enough to remember that one?
Just about.
Well, I'm with you, Eddie. They will be very pleased. Here, the half-time hooter. Oh, good break.
What a break from Randy Chase. And they're coming up in support. It's Ford. And James Ford is away, but good defence back by Lee Smith.
Beautiful work by Chase.
Last one here for Castleford. Sherwin will hoist the kick wide this time. Palmed back by Senior, I think. Almost lost by Evans. He's wiped the tackle count down, the referee. A 0 tackle. Big chance for Castleford here. Even bigger, it's another penalty, is it? And while the touch judge is on, let's see what is said.
I think there might have been a few afters when the ball went behind Evans.
Should be a deliberate knock-on by QT. I think that's a penalty in the rule book, Eddie.
the way Evans gets to it,
You've got the floor, you've got another chokehold.
he deliberately palms it forward, doesn't he?
Deliberate knock on the penalty, the rules state. Well, they're going to get a penalty anyway.
142.
Well, they
The
are
kick
going
and goal, or...
to get a penalty, you're right. It's for a grapple tackle by Brent Webb. This is Mitchell Sargent. What a turnaround it would be if Castleford get over here for a try and level things up.
Go.
The chance with Sherwin. Fires the pass, Westerman. Gives it to Ferris. Ferris hangs on. Flicks it short to Shenton. Leeds come back and muscle up in defence in numbers.
Go.
Ferris at dummy half. Westerman again. Here is Sherwin. He's the heartbeat of the team now that
Great defence there. They need a short runner. Second phase, maybe an inside pass.
Mitchell Sargent. No, it isn't. It's Ryan Boyle.
Go.
Rangi Chase slides the kick through. Oh, and that has bounced off a leg and has been picked up by Senior. He is a bit anxious, Brian McLennan.
It's every right to be as well, because he knows that errors and giving away so many penalties are allowing Castleford to start bossing this game. He's only on the spot there, wasn't he? Keith Senior.
Eddie, Leeds are still looking to score here. Just look at Sinfield. He's signalled to Lee Smith on the right wing. They're going to go for a killer punch here before half-time, if they could. And they've slowed that play the ball down.
15 seconds remaining of this first half, that's all. Here goes Diskin. Can't get the ball away. Smothering defence by Castleford on tackle number 4.
But surely they'll kick here, which they do.
He does, Maguire. That's a great kick. Just stops in the water.
And that should just about do us after he plays this.
Hold. Go.
There is the half-time siren. What a tremendous first half. What an entertaining first half from the Mudlarks of Super League. The Castleford Tigers and the Leeds Rhinos. Just look at the conditions that we've had to suffer here tonight. The ball dropping in a puddle and the players risking life and limb as they go across and into the dressing rooms for their half-time. Well, it's bound to be a change of kit, surely. It's bound to be a towel down, and it should be a warm drink on a night like this. What a tremendous first half. Leeds streaking into the lead. Castleford clawing their way back. Great stuff. Your Super League Saturday looks like this. It's Hull FC against the Warrington Wolves, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports 3, and in high definition on HD3 as well. Half-time here at the soggy jungle, and the Castleford Tigers 10, the Leeds Rhinos 16, 3 tries to 2 in the champions' favour. They were leading 16-0 at one stage. Well, thankfully the weather is easing a little, but that's at one end of the ground. The other end of the ground, it's absolutely pitch black, and it looks like there could be some more iffy weather on the way. Just look at it, those storm clouds are still gathering around here. And well, you certainly need to keep dry however you can here tonight. You know, Castleford might have surprised even themselves in winning 7 of the first 12. They've been a bit patchy at home, yet they've won the last 5 away from the jungle. They couldn't beat Hull at Murrayfield just a couple of weeks ago, but the Leeds Rhinos, they've won back-to-back titles and 3 grand finals in the last 4 years. They've always found it hard work and wins hard to come by here. They lost 38-20 last year, 30-31 on their visit previously in July 2006. And Castleford have certainly been helped tonight in the first half by a penalty count that reads Castleford 8, Leeds 2. And I just wonder whether the Leeds captain Kevin Sinfield was just having a slight word in the ear of referee Ian Smith about all of that. Well, with 40 minutes to go, second half underway here. Sinfield's boot sees to that. And yes, it is just a shower now. There's another flash of lightning though behind the stand. Away from which Castleford Tigers are running.
Seems to be going around us, doesn't it? But neither side really have shown much shape in that first 40 minutes, and not surprising, too many errors and the ball going one way or the other, but it's all about possession and field position in this second 40. And I'm sure that Terry Mattison and Brian McLennan will say that certainly cut out, don't give away silly penalties. That's a great kick. Will it go? No, it'll turn the other way.
And Brent Webb in the dry jersey for the time being picks it up. Wigan ahead by 12 points to 6 against Hull Kingston Rovers. They've just started the second half there as well, by the looks of things. We're into the first minute of the second half here, and it's Leeds who are in possession with Keith Senior. I mean, we've gone on and on about the conditions, and rightly so. They were appalling, and conditions are a great leveller. But this pitch, Phil, there's nothing wrong with the pitch. It's not a mud slug, is it?
No, we are in the jungle, Eddie. You'd expect some tropical rain, wouldn't you?
Yes, you will.
I think that, if anything, we've been unfair to Castleford by saying that the rain will be a leveller and assist the Tigers in the game against Leeds. Castleford are as equally as skillful and like to pass the ball from wing to wing as much as the Leeds Rhinos. I can show you several tries they've scored this season and last, which demonstrates the skill and the willingness to attempt that type of play. Really, I think Terry Matheson will be the more disappointed coach that we have had such a thunderstorm.
Yes, you might be right. Did you see then Michael Wainwright picked up by Kylie Luluwai and Matt Diskin and just dumped to the floor like a rag doll?
10 metres, go.
Here are Castleford again with Ryan Boyle. He made his Super League debut as a sub against Leeds at Headingley in March 3 years ago. Did Ryan Boyle, who's just played the ball there to Rangi Chase. Here's a high kick from Brent Sherwin. They've targeted Ryan Hall here. Ryan Hall safe as houses under that though, and collects it in his own in-goal area. Terry Mattison watching on. The tactics he's no doubt asked them to employ. Just test the wingers with high kicks to the corner.
Beautiful take though by Ryan Hall. You could see the expression on his face, the eyes, both concentrating on one thing, that white ball. Took it superbly. Also, the side that can just share the workload, because it's going to be very difficult. Oh, there's a mistake there. Bad one.
It was a flick pass by Luke Burgess that Ablett wasn't really expecting. Castleford have got the ball back.
Just making that point that late in the game, you know, your reserves are going to be down, and the side that's shared the work and not left it to just say maybe half a dozen, because they could be out on their feet in the final 15.
Mitchell Sargent is the man in possession for Castleford, 20 metres away from the champions line. This is Ryan Clayton now.
10 metres.
Referee bringing Leeds back a good 10 metres here as the ball is played. Oh, it's a great break. It's a fabulous try from Rangi Chase. It's a tremendous try from Rangi Chase. It's bang under the sticks, and the Tigers are going to be level here in a moment. They fought their way back from 16-0 down after a quarter of an hour, and right at the start of this second half it really will be game on, because Rangi Chase has scored under the sticks and the conversion will be easy.
Well, not the best thing to do is a flick off like that from Burgess. Ablett had very little chance of getting it, but that was poor defence too. But take nothing away from the little dummy from Rangi Chase. He's had a fine game. He's had a wonderful match so far. Instrumental and being involved in 2 tries in that first half as well. Got the cheer girls waving away, and why not? That was sheer quality.
I'll give a call if you want right in front.
We've got 2 world-class on the hookers on the field here today in Diskin and Badiris for Leeds, but probably the best hooker on the field, from my opinion, has been Rangi Chase. I'm worried about the Tigers here today. Without Hudson and Netherton, the recognised hookers, but Chase has been dangerous, and even the small actions that he makes have been key to the performances.
Terry Mattison's team have come back brilliantly.
There you see, you've got 2 there, and you've got to make sure you've got it, but Kirk goes out to the left, just leaves it. Oh, Brian McLennan will not be too impressed with the way that their defensive line fell apart.
It was missed by Falmuina, but Rangi Chase was on hand to pick it up.
Hold! Move! Hold! Go!
Senior leading the chase from the kick-off, as he so often does.
2! 10 metres.
Let's go downstairs to Bill.
Wait! Go, well done.
Rhinos really...
We'll be back to him in a minute. I think he's got a bit of water in his microphone. We're getting that checked out in a sec. Back to shortly. Rangi chases there again. Pamuina. It was a risky bit of work that was. Back to Bill again.
Yeah, I've tried it out, Eddie. The problems really are for the Leeds Rhinos. Well, they certainly are for the Leeds Rhinos because the grip on this game is gone. And also, it looks as though they're going to be without Rob Burrow and Scott Donald for the rest of the evening. Well, definitely without Scott Donald. He's got a bang on the jaw. He's also got a bit of tingling in his arm. So they are not going to risk him again. And Rob Burrow's still got his dead leg, which shows no signs of easing. And again, they're not willing to send him back out there if that problem persists. So those two are probably out for the rest of the second half. Two key men.
Two key men indeed, and a real problem for Brian McLennan to marshal his troops now as he organises the changes off the bench in this second half.
Yeah, when you lose two, and you can't even just out there for just to interference sake, because it's going to be a huge risk to keep them out there. Well, they've upped the tempo in defence of Castleford, that is for sure.
Oh, and here they get a penalty Leeds. A push and a shove at the play the ball.
Well, they were certainly all over him as well. And Ferris won't get much of a pat on the back from Terry Medicine, that's for sure, their coach.
So Kevin Sinfield's penalty just buys them a bit of ground downfield. And this is Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Here's Kylie Luluai. Diskin weighing up the options both ways. Comes inside and finds Maguire, who finds Lauatiti. Well tackled by Westerman. Diskin again. This is Brent Webb. Back it comes to Maguire. Senior was loitering with intent then.
Was there obstruction? According to the Cas fans, yes, there was. That'll be back to 6. Surely that was touched.
It was. The referee's wiped it down. Peacock is drilled to the deck by Ferris, and he was turned unfairly by Ferris. It's a penalty to Leeds. Two big penalties started the second half for the champions. Ferris looks absolutely confused.
Well, he was just going through the act of the tackle, surely.
Not kicking for goal. Why would they from that position?
Well, I think the Tigers were badly done to on that occasion.
Diskin, Sinfield, short ball. Good ball security that was by the Leeds Rhinos in the shape of Luluai. Diskin, back it comes to Webb. Here is Maguire. Maguire gives it width and finds Senior. Super League's grand old man keeps Senior. Good defence though from Castleford. They stop him right on their try line. Lauatiti, big man, gives it though to Maguire. Tries to slip the kick in. 6 to go. Try for Maguire. Second try for Danny Maguire. He was trying to slide the kick in. Instinctively, the Castleford defender stuck the leg out. It ricocheted off him, right into the path of Maguire, who picked it up, and there was no one in front of him. And the Leeds fans, who are soaked to the skin, they're now celebrating the fact that the Rhinos have got the lead back again.
Sometimes you've got to test your arm, and when you do that, you come up trumps with a little bit of lady luck, and that's what it was. Sione Foamina sticks the right leg out, and it just bounced so perfectly right into the hands of Maguire. But I have to say, you test your arm, you test your luck, and that came up with it. That's the reason why he's such a good player, to anticipate that. Very quick indeed.
Yes, Maguire, and he scored a hat-trick in the match when Leeds last won here, did Danny Maguire. It was back in 2004, and he's on a hat-trick now. Sinfield with a chance to add the extra. Good kick from Sinfield. 16 points to 22 in the Rhinos' favour.
Psychologically, a very big lift indeed for Leeds. When it began to the point that Castleford really did come out firing in the second half, but he's so quick, isn't he? The anticipation there, it was just, he knew it was going to be there, picked it up, all in one action, bang, try.
It was such a Danny Maguire try, wasn't it? You know, we've seen him do those sort of things. It was just typical of him. You know, I think Castle will be really, really nervous about giving away penalties now. That's the third try they've conceded after a penalty, so they need to, you know, the coach will be worried that any more penalties come.
All square at Wigan, you might have just seen 12 all, Wigan and Hulkingston Rovers. Oh, an interception there from Rangi Chase. Ali Lautiti looking to get the ball away, and here's a penalty for them now as you watch the replay. Jamie Jones-Buchanan penalised for that.
Well, messing around. No way that Rangi Chase could get up and play the ball. They'll boot this into the corner. And they look as though they're setting up a set move. Will they do one drive or then do the switch to the blind? They've done it so often this year.
LKR at Wigan, by the way, looking to go top of the Super League table tonight. If they lose and Leeds win here by 30 points, Leeds will go top on points difference from St Helens. Saints, of course, to play in Perpignan tomorrow night against the Catalan Dragons. Rangi Chase. Brent Sherwin teases the defence, gives it to Westerman. Westerman breaks the first one. Can't get through the reinforcements that were there.
Beautiful step, wasn't it?
Rangi Chase again. Gives the ball then to Liam Higgins.
Dummy half move, will he go for it? Chase all on his own.
Chase, no, he'll give it instead to Sherwin. He'll hoist the kick. Looking here. Was he tackled in the air? Was the man tackled in the air then? The referee says no. I think he possibly was. I think the Castleford man was possibly tackled in the air here. No doubt.
Yeah.
That should be a penalty to Castleford.
Yeah, and he knows it too. Feet off the ground. Ryan Hall envelops him, smashes him to the ground, and the official has not got it correct.
Well, isn't that a case where Ben Thaler should be able to whisper the video referee into the ear of Liam Smith? Say, you've got... I know he can't under the rules, but shouldn't it be allowed then?
I'm with you, Eddie. Yes.
The England coach is shaking his head.
No way, no way.
I think if he asked Terry Matheson, he'd agree.
No, otherwise we'd have it all through the game, and that's not what it's about there. There's certain instances that we've all agreed on. Otherwise you'd have, referees, as we've seen, making mistakes from up in the stand. It's just got to be left to the referees on the ground at some stage.
OK, well, Jamie Peacock has made the mistake for Leeds, and Castleford have got it back with Ferris. Mind you, where were the touch judges in all of that?
Well, it was a blatant penalty, and it should have been picked up by the officials. I'm with you.
I agree. I agree that it should have been picked up by the officials that are on the ground. Unfortunately, it wasn't.
LKR have hit the front at Wigan. Leeds have hit the front here at Castleford. They're having to defend their line, though, because here comes Mitchell Sargent. That was a case of the wrong studs, I think. Should have been flippers.
Well, anyone that
Sherwin. That's play on.
He's in his offside position.
Well, I hate to say it, and I don't want to be on his back, but I think he might have got this wrong as well.
Certainly came off for Castleford boots.
Well, they do some good luck, because if they're right, Eddie, this is the third time here now that Castleford have probably received a wrong call. One should have been a penalty down at this end, from which Maguire scored moments later. Then we should have seen a penalty to Castleford in the corner, and this, you could argue, should have been play on.
Well, not only that, I just get the feeling that it was a Leeds hand that actually knocked the ball down. Either way, Leeds are in their own red zone area. They've got to use the big fellas to get out of it. It's important now. Teddy Madison will be hoping that they can keep way down. Oh, messing around at the play of the ball. And Sargent not happy with that.
You can tell, though, you can almost smell, Eddie, when a team are up for a big performance, and Castleford have that about them tonight. They're determined here to push Leeds all the way. They're behind at the moment, but they look the stronger and fresher side, and they've missed the kick to touch, although it's gone forward. Can Ford get it?
Well, they have the possession here, the Castleford Tigers, with Ford. Quickly down to Bill.
Eddie, just hearing news from the game at the JJB, which is probably going to be just as close as this one by the sound of things, with Hull Kingston Rovers going in front, but there's controversy there, or there was, right on the stroke of half-time. The try that brought Rovers level at 6-all scored with a play the ball after the hooter had sounded. They were allowed to play the ball. Dobson went in to score, converted it. They drew level. There was all hell on apparently on the sidelines as the players left the field, and I'm sure Rod Studd will bring us up to speed on that one when we join him later on in the Red Button Show.
Indeed, Super League extra time coming up after we have finished here, and Bill with eyes and ears all over the Super League scene. So a bit of controversy there, a little bit of controversy here, not much.
Sufficient. That's a good kick. That's going to hold up.
Ryan Hall has got to get this out of the in-goal area, does so. Put him down, Castleford. The referee shouted hell, and they wisely do. Here's Webb.
Got to be careful now. They've got to concentrate. And you can see they're pulling away from the play the ball area, not touching the man wanting to play the ball. Come back, there you see, good thinking by Westerman. It's going to be very difficult for Leeds here.
Oops, went without it, play on, went backwards. Another big call by Ian Smith. Medeiros gets so far. Last tackle here, the referee signals. Maguire will hammer this ball downfield. Whoops, under the boot of Wainwright.
That's lost him a vital 10-15 metres. Now it's the Tigers, they're going to have to put it up the jumper, trying to get somewhere near the halfway line. And Leeds, they've taken a leaf out of the Tigers' book. As they play the ball, they're coming away, they don't want to give away any penalty. He's pretty keen at the moment, is Ian Smith. Any messing around at that play the ball?
Well, he is keen. It was 8-2 to Castleford in the penalty count. It's currently 9-5 to them. Sherwin goes down, tackle number 4. He looks at the referee, says, wasn't that a penalty? Rangi Chase with the kick. Stops in front of Webb, who will bring it back. But as far as James Evans, that's all.
10 metres, go.
Last home win for Castleford.
Great work from Westerman.
29th of March against Bradford. 3 tries and 3 converted tries in the last 9 minutes.
Wonderful run by the big fella Keith Senior. He just pushed Wainwright out of the way.
Now Titi. Medeiros. Good run from Medeiros. Halted though by Evans. Last tackle.
Will this have height? Surely.
Up it goes off the boot of Sinfield. James Ford is there. James Ford claims it in goal.
How calm was that from Ford? Not only did he take the ball, he pointed to the official and said, I'm in the in-goal area, watch him, I'm in it. Yep, that's
And
great stuff.
Sherwin has gone for a deep kick here. It's as good as a 40-20. And he's got the possession here.
Tremendous stuff.
You're allowed to do that.
It's called an optional restart,
Optional
isn't it,
restart, correct, Phil, yes. I was searching the memory bank for the words. You're right, optional restart. They can tap it like they normally do. They can kick it like that downfield. If all the Leeds players are, well, they're only about 10 or 15 metres away from the ball.
Brilliant thinking.
It's as good as a 40-20, that, because they have the possession here from the scrum with 4.
It's a real test of this Rhinos' defence now. It's been pretty solid in his second half. Fair play to them.
Liam Higgins, the quiet achiever and highly rated by Terry Mattison, that young man. Rangi Chase. Oof, good hit. Tremendous hit, that from Matt Diskin, wasn't it? Bit of help from Jamie Jones as well. Westerman. Sherwin back on the inside. Kirk was waiting. Ferris will play it here to Rangi Chase again. Sherwin once more, dinks over the top. And Maguire to the rescue, just pats the ball dead. Had to, because Westerman was hunting a try.
And that's all they've got to keep doing. Using the kick from Sherwin, apply the pressure into the in-goal area, but he was a Johnny on the spot, had to be as well.
It's the 4th goal line dropout that the Tigers have forced tonight.
Can't find a way of breaking that defensive line, though. Maybe Ryan McGordick would have made a difference. Perhaps James Ford as fullback and his pace could penetrate through. But Leeds' defence has been strong.
Chris Feather took that forward at full pelt, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan came out and hit him with the shoulder. Feather hangs on. This now is Liam Higgins.
Well, it's obviously that Terry Mattison has got the message out, because Brent Sherwin, that's his 9th. That kick before him, that's the error.
Stuart Jones with the error.
Just going to say that Sherwin has had 9 attacking kicks, but Leeds have been very strong and very alert.
This is Sinfield.
Now, don't be surprised if the Rhinos do something a little bit different here. Attack from deep within their own half. Maybe a chip over the top.
Diskin ran in the back of the Castleford man there, who was in an offside position, trying to earn the penalty from Ian Smith. He just shouted play on. This is Maguire, now it's Senior. Tackle number 3, Senior struggles to his feet, plays it though to Badiras. Evans collars him, working well from Marco. 4 tackles gone. Diskin, Peacock, down he goes. That's the last, says the referee. Diskin gives it to Maguire. Oh, short ball to Kirk, short ball to Badiras. It was forward, surely. It was.
Well spotted, that'll be the turnover. It was on the last. I'm not so sure that going for the power play on that occasion was the right option.
Let's get down to Bill on the side again.
Eddie, Phil was mentioning the absence of Ryan McGoldrick at full-back for Castleford, and he's not going to be back this evening. McGoldrick got a bang on the hip in the first half. He's tried to shake it off, or they've tried to massage the injury, but it just won't improve. So McGoldrick's not back. Former Sheffield Eagle James Ford will continue in that position. It's another injury worry for the Castleford Tigers. 5 already on the sidelines. McGoldrick joining them now.
So Castleford trying to pierce this Leeds defence again. Just the one converted try separates the two teams. We're in the last quarter of the match. Rangi Chase over the top and on the bounce. He manages to find Ferris. The Leeds defence just paused for a moment then, just allowed Ferris the opportunity. Up goes the kick again off the boot of Brent Sherwin. Who wants this? James Evans does. Oh, and he gives it straight, and then it's knocked out. Knock on and offside. Referee has got Danny Maguire in his ear. This is going to be the first knock-on. It is. Head and feet to Leeds.
Yeah.
Farmina was judged to have attacked the ball.
Yeah, and not just going to into the tackle. Yeah, definitely, deliberately attacked the ball. He's got it spot on there, as Ian Smith. Massive relief for Leeds. But their composure in defence this second half, Leeds, has been outstanding. They've really worked hard. None of them have been sucked out into getting out of that one line.
Jamie Jones-Buchanan stands and plays it to Diskin. Diskin, oh, gave it to Jamie Peacock, then he wasn't expecting that. Just has a little look at Matt Diskin.
I think the eyes said it all. Why do we have to do this, fellas? Why do we have to keep this ball alive when it's been such a long time since we've been in the opposition territory? Yep, I'll accept it. I'm sure Mr. Diskin will too.
Didn't say much, but he didn't have to, did he?
No. Well, when you got a 6-point lead, Eddie, and in these conditions, it's equivalent to having 10 or 12.
Here goes Shenton, though.
Great speed off the mark from Shenton.
Ablett got to him. Here is Sherwin. Now it's Rangi Chase. Rangi Chase in and out and tries to get away, but Badiras had hold of his ankle. Stuart Jones. Feather brushes one off. Takes it up the middle. Chris Feather.
Such a big unit, isn't he? But they need something special. They've had to revert to the kick on nearly every attacking position, and they've done it again. Did he go for it?
He did. The referee shouting back to 1. It's another set of 6 here for Castleford. Jones. And in they come again with Liam Higgins. Terry Mattison's on his way down to ground level. This now is Rangi Chase. He gets the ball away and finds Ryan Clayton.
We've seen very little of running from dummy half.
Westerman! Westerman goes down in the puddle. Here is Chase again. Oh, off Feather. 0 tackle. Frustration for Terry Mattison, frustration for his players, frustration for his supporters.
It's amazing on so many occasions, Castleford had been in that good position, but the pressure has been applied by this Rhinos defence, and they've just snuffed out everything that they've thrown at.
Go. 3, 10 metres.
Safety first, that's got to be the message. Get into a good position, get away the kick.
Here's Diskin. James Evans gets to him, lost him. But Feather was there as reinforcement. You know, it probably shouldn't come as any surprise to us that Leeds have been so good in defence tonight, because we are watching the best defence in the Super League here on show. Just 29 tries conceded before this evening.
But let's put it into context to tonight's match, Eddie. Rarely does a side of the field position that the Tigers have had 3 times as much ball in the opposition half as Leeds have had, and yet still be behind on the scoreboard with, what, 14 minutes of the match to go. Amazing effort from Leeds. You just wonder, can any of the Tigers players now, having worked so hard for 20 minutes, crack through this defence?
Stuart Jones. He's operated at hooker for a couple of weeks for Terry Mattison and the Tigers. He's doing that right now. Here's Rangi Chase again. The man who began at hooker and has just been moved a little bit further away from the action. Ryan Clayton waits. Last tackle it is this for Castleford. Up it goes off Sherwin. Oh, this one is coming out. Oh, he's made a mess of it. They've made a mess of it. It's a try for Shenton. Shenton has got the try for Castleford, but they have been threatening all the time since Leeds took the lead. A tremendous high kick. Webb could not deal with it, and they came flooding forward in numbers. And Michael Shenton, celebrating his call-up to the elite squad with Tony Smith, comes up with a tremendous try.
You take your opportunities, and this has been all throughout this game. Give it to Sherwin, give it plenty of height. You can see that Webb slipped. They're slipping all over the place. And the centre, Michael Shenton, really didn't get underneath it. Oh, it was a real mess, but you take your opportunity, and this is going to be a power kick, a pressure kick. Can he level it with this?
Dixon, the kicker, 2 from 3 tonight, 3 from 4 tonight. The score's a level again.
What a kick that was. It was a tough one. I know Brentford pretty well. He's a very, very good catcher of the ball. He's dropped 2 here tonight, under difficult conditions, but it was really the kick that was very, very difficult to handle. But once again, tries off penalties and tries off errors.
22 points to the Tigers, 22 to the Rhinos. Tremendous game. I've loved every minute of it.
Yeah, a lot of old-fashioned stuff amongst it. The forwards really have had to work hard.
Here comes Ryan Boyle again for Castleford.
I think the Tigers fans will be happy, Eddie. They've got the drop goal expert out there already, haven't they? Although 10 to go. I think we might see another try.
I think you might be right.
Brent Sherwin was the hero last week with
Oh,
that
what a
drop goal.
pass! Brett Ferris, support both ways. Oh, awful pass.
The try was on. Stuart Jones knew that if he got a good pass, he was in.
I think it's a forward pass as well.
Oh, it's a forward, don't worry.
What a ball that was.
Oh. It was try time.
5 metres, fellas.
And Stuart Jones knows that was an opportunity missed. And so does Terry Mattison, by the way.
Still thinking about to try and beat Ryan Hall, and he was flying across close to the try line.
He can't believe it, Terry Mattison. He cannot believe that they've blown that opportunity. There might not be many in the last 10.
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to stay at 22 all.
No.
But I tell you, it's probably a fair result in some respects, because both teams have been really good in different ways. Leeds defending their own area, and Cass, just for plugging away and overcoming some difficulties here. Here we go again, another error.
Yes, Luke Burgess has dropped the ball. James Evans has it back for Castleford. Oh, he's now lost it. Play on, says the referee. Badiris for the Rhinos. Flattened by Rangi Chase.
Nerves are plenty, not just out on the field of play, but the entire crowd. They realise that the error count is rising. And I hate to say it, it'll be another error that'll bring the winning try. You just have the feeling about it.
Lautiti for Leeds. They're in Castleford territory. Diskin finds Peacock.
Will they go for the one early? Still plenty of time to go.
Sinfield's hanging back. Here is Kevin Sinfield. He thought about it, but he was closed down by Ferris, so he'll run it instead. Brilliant hands. Here is Lee Smith. Missed by 2. Lee Smith missed by 3. The fourth man in gets him. It was Stuart Jones. Diskin. Matt Diskin just loses his feet on the last tackle here. Now they're in front of the post. Awful pass back to Sinfield. He kicks it across the face of play. Picked up by Kirk Dixon. He's lost it. Oh!
This is unbelievable.
It's a knock-on. He's ruled by Leeds. It's scrum down, head and feet, Castleford.
Nerves aplenty. Pat a cake. Is it knocked down? Yes, it is. Ali Lautiti deliberately goes for that football.
Not normally are scrappy games exciting. This is a scrappy game, and it's so exciting, isn't it?
It's a belter. It is. It's an absolute belter.
Oh,
We always have a good time when we come down here, Steve.
Yeah, they certainly do. They don't call it the jungle for nothing these days. They thoroughly enjoy it. Oh, he nearly lost it there.
And this is Ryan Boyle for Castleford. Another weather report coming in from the Met Office, Bill.
Eddie, that's all this game needs now. The way it's set up, it's in the last 5 minutes, another thunderstorm. And, you know, I've just heard a rumble of thunder in the distance away behind the scoreboard end, the sky very dark. It could be a Titanic finish here.
It could indeed. It's a thunder in the jungle. It's been a real rumble in the jungle, there's no doubt about that. It's been sensational, this game.
Certainly has Titanic, but who's going to go down? That's the big thing.
I thought for a moment Sherwin was thinking about a long, and it would have been a long-range drop goal.
Look at that, it just stops in the puddle.
Ryan Hall runs it back. Now Castleford hunt the mistake.
They'll try to force it, but they also have to be careful not to do silly things at the ball area. Remember, the man with the whistle, Ian Smith, has been very strict tonight.
Burgess carries it, this time securely.
Put him down, get away. Don't run the risk. There's Teddy Madison saying, get off him.
Ablett. Down on tackle number 4, still inside their own half. Leeds. Great run from Diskin, but halted by Shenton. Last tackle it is. Sinfield will hoist the kick. And Dixon waited, and Dixon will begin the counter, but he'll only get as far as Senior.
But no one is confident when the ball is picked up by any of the players. No one at this ground are thinking it's confident they're going to get through with it and carry it. It can go anywhere.
Here goes Wainwright.
Well, Sherwin has been the key in this second half. His kicking has been superb.
Mitchell Sargent.
Can he come up with maybe not the kick? Can they drive forward enough to get close enough for the 1 point?
Well, Brent Sherwin came to Castleford's rescue last week in the Challenge Cup against Halifax. It was a golden point drop goal. And he's there again. Here he is. He's gone the wrong way, though. But the kick over the top isn't bad. It's just run touching goal. Leeds will start on the 20. Now, will they have a go for the optional restart?
Well, Sinfield has done it a few times, but I think they've got themselves sorted. They're quite happy to just keep possession, try to drive down, get into one, maybe 30 metres away.
Down goes Senior, first tackle.
Full credit to the Tigers, you know. On 2 occasions that Sinfield has set himself up, they've been quick to close him down.
Let's look at the clock. We've got 5.5 minutes or thereabouts remaining. And this is Burgess again for the Rhinos. Referee shouting himself hoarse at the players to move at the play the ball. Diskin gets it away to Sinfield. Jamie Jones-Buchanan, 4 tackles. They're doing well, the Tigers, to keep Leeds back, and Jamie Jones-Buchanan furious about that. Drop goal is charged down. He was on the halfway line then.
I don't know whether he was going for the drop goal or was he in position. There's Burgess, looks to have a problem with the shoulder. Either that or the elbow.
Eddie, the pitch isn't 100 metres long, so even the halfway line is within range of kickers like Sinfield and Sherwin. You're still really got to consider that any chance I think they will take here when they're given the time.
4.5 minutes to go. Brent Sherwin's drop goal was about 40 metres out last weekend against Halifax, and it was at this end of the ground, by the way. We talked about lightning striking twice. Well, the lightning's been flashing all round us tonight. But can Castleford win again against Leeds here? This is the last tackle. Sherwin has shuttled across. Here he is. Sherwin drop goal!
It's wide. It's wide. Oh, it was worth the opportunity. Mattison saying, get back for the kick, but they're just going to do the tap. Both sides are very tired. It's just peeling away to the left as we look at it.
Oh! Knock on that by Senior because it hit the Castleford player, and that does not nullify the knock-on.
This will be a drive for the sticks.
There's the knock-on. Doesn't matter if it hit Rangi Chase in the face, and Senior picked it up. The knock-on is given.
That's all they need now. They've set the scrum, they've set. He stopped the clock.
And this scrum goes down, by the way, 20 metres away from the line. Now, will they go early with Sherwin? Will they go early with the drop goal attempt? Or will they try for the try? What do you think, Tony? What would you say?
I've got a hunch they might go early, but, it's dangerous time when people are looking for field goals. Honestly, that's the next thing tries come along. Yes. Because everybody's hunting out of the line to try and stop the field goal. It's a good opportunity to score tries at the moment.
It is. And here is Sherwin, and this is Ferris. They've still got plenty of tackles in the bag. This is only the second, and he's trundling them back towards
I'd go early. I would go early. Don't wait until the last.
It's with Rangi Chase. They're running it. They're running it. Oh! Was that knocked out? It was.
Is it not a high tackle?
It was knocked out by Lauatiti. I think this has got to be head and feet, hasn't it, too? Oh, he's given it to Leeds. I thought that was knocked out again by Lauatiti.
Well, he was going into the tackle. It wasn't a deliberate one. The previous one, he definitely went for it. Frustration on the face of Terry Madison.
The emotion that the coaches go through on the sideline.
Well, I'm a nervous wreck.
Here's Senior. Time ticking away. Oh, what a great hit so late in the game on Ian Kirk. That was Mitchell Sargent. Badiris. I think that was a ragged 10 metres. They're all in front of the referee here, He's letting them go.
It's going to be a long way away if they're going to go for the one.
It's with Sinfield. Sinfield goes for the break. Last tackle, they're on halfway.
Who's there? Sinfield's playing the football.
They're running it with Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Safe as houses he's been, James Ford, to be fair to him, since he came on.
He's done a good job. The most important job is keeping hold of that football.
Now Castleford look to make progress up towards the other end to have a shot at goal. We've got 90 seconds remaining.
It's looking odds on a draw, isn't it?
And wouldn't that be fitting?
Certainly would.
Here's Sherwin. Comes to Ferris. That's the fourth. They're still inside their own half of the field. Mitchell Sargent.
Do they settle for 1 point? Don't do anything silly.
Into the last minute to go. And Brent Sherwin just humps that downfield. He said, let's get that ball over their dead ball line, set our defence 30 metres away, and see how we go for the last 45 seconds. Smith.
10 metres. Go.
Lauatiti to Senior. Leeds looking to win it. Senior slips the net. Here's Maguire. Now it's with Ryan Hall. Now then, there's a chance for Leeds to go for broke. Badiris. Maguire. Maguire bringing it back into centre field. Chips it over the top. He's invited Jamie Jones-Buchanan to go for it. He's lost it. Can't pick it up. It's a penalty. It's a penalty. Shenton picked that up in front of the stake, in front of the knock-on. It's a penalty, and Leeds will kick to win the match. But he could do nothing about that, Michael Shenton. He couldn't hang around and have a board meeting, Phil.
I'm so impressed with Danny Maguire. Trapped on the left-hand side of the field, came back in field, scanned it inside with his eyes and thought, I'll put it over and see if my teammate JJB will go through. Sherwin can't pick it up, and it's his impact with the ground that forces the ball free. Well, Maguire was coming through to take the ball. He had, as you say, no other option. Instinct told him to pick it up, the loose ball on the floor.
He's heartbroken. He's absolutely heartbroken, Michael Shenton. He scored a try at the other end with that little bend of the back to pick the ball up from an offside position. He's probably, providing Sinfield kicks it, he's probably given the match to the Rhinos. This will be the last kick of the game. Castleford fans doing their best to put him off. Sinfield is safe as houses, and Leeds win it. Well, they've lost it, the Castleford Tigers, in the worst possible manner, but Leeds won't be complaining about that, neither will their supporters. It is such a cruel game at times.
Well, Brent Sherwin won a game at the death last week. 1 week later, he's come up with a mistake, and Sinfield is the man then who puts over the kick to win the match. 2 great games of rugby league here at the Jungle for the home supporters. One in which they've won, and another in which they've probably been the better team, but gone away as losers.
Outstanding. An outstanding match. And we've been saying throughout the second half, haven't we, that perhaps it would be a mistake that led to the victory, and sadly we've been proved right.
Well, there's lots of mistakes, but that's what makes the game great. We shouldn't criticise them.
Not
I mean,
at all,
teams
no.
are trying hard, aren't they? And it's never one single incident that goes on to... I mean, Leeds have scored 24 points, haven't they?
Yeah, but you try telling Michael Shenton that right now, that, you know, it's not that one incident. Well, Rangi Chase got the vote as man of the match. He's on the losing side. He doesn't look as though it's going to console him much. He's with Bill.
Rangi, congratulations on a man-of-the-match performance. You get the champagne, but it's going to feel very flat after that. To lose it like that, it's a heartbreaker.
Mate, it was so close, you know. It was one of those tight ones where it could have won either way, but the bounce of the ball killed us, you know. Thought the boys worked for each other hard, and we had a good dig, but just didn't come with the 2 points.
You can't have played in conditions quite as bad as that, well, very often.
Yeah, no, it's the first time I played when it's been pouring down like that, but it's a good atmosphere, you know. I think we're a bit disappointed not to come away with the 2 points.
Well, yeah, to come from 16-0 down, to be in with a chance of winning it, you did well.
We always knew we were going to be in the game, but you know, it's just looming that last bounce killed us. But you know, we just got to keep our heads up and look forward to next week. Thanks for talking to us. You get the champagne, you also get £100 to a charity of your choice. Where's that going to go to? Oh, the Adam Watson and Fund. Adam Watson, yeah. So. Well done tonight. Thanks, Rangi. We can hear from the Leeds camp with Danny Badiris now, and it's a cruel game, isn't it? I mean, what a way for them to lose it and for you to win it.
Yeah, that's right. It was a good 80 minutes, you know. Both teams slogged it out. It was horrendous conditions, but, you know, it has to be a loser. But, you know, tonight, full credit to Castleford. They played really well in front of the home crowd, and good wet weather footy by them. And it's 16-0 up. You were looking pretty comfortable, and they really came back at you, didn't they? Yeah, that's right. We compounded a few errors. You know, we dropped the ball and we'd give a penalty away on the next play. So, you know, that's not what we're about. We're about you know, playing a bit more discipline than that, and you know, we'll turn it around. And I think we've got an 11-day break now, and move on to next week. 11-day break? You've just had a break. I know, mate. Out of the Challenge Cup in the first round, we could be playing, but you know, we've got to use these weekends for you know, to our advantage. The thing again about tonight is defence stood firm and when it mattered. Yeah, that's right. On our goal line, a couple of times, you know, obviously Rangi played really well, Rangi Chase, and got through a few times, but other than that, we were pretty solid. Thanks. Go and get dried out, Danny. Yeah, thank you. Thanks, guys.
Well, tremendous match, and it was a shame there had to be a winner, but Leeds came up with the decisive play in the very last second, and Kevin Sinfield, well, he's got nerves of steel, hasn't he? They've won by 24 points to 22. The balance of opinion here is probably that a draw would have been the fairest result, bearing in mind the way Castleford Tigers had to battle back. But Leeds aren't the champions for nothing, and that's why they have won this match. But boy, what a game it was. Played in the most atrocious conditions for much of the time. Absolutely fantastic. We have all enjoyed it. I don't know how Terry Mattison and Brian McLennan have got through it, Tony. And you could tell the difference, couldn't you, there in the two interviews? Rangi Chase, he's on the floor. Danny Badiris is all up here, isn't he?
It's a fine line sometimes, isn't it? You know, we talk about it often about winning and losing. There's not much difference between it, and it couldn't have got much closer there tonight. You know, feel for Cas because they toughed it out and they got back into the game after a pretty poor start. And you know, Leeds were fantastic in defence for most of the game. So, you know, each one of them probably deserved a point from our, you know, that was our perspective. But, you know, the scoreboard rarely lies as well. So they deserve it in the end, I suppose.
Yeah, they did. And the final score from Leeds coming in there, as you can see, Hull Kingston Rovers 20. Wigan 12 at the JJB Stadium. So I think I'm right in saying that that means Hull KR are top of the table tonight. We heard from Bill there was a bit of controversy there, and we'll get more news about that in the Super League Extra Time that follows us here at the Jungle, Steve, and we'll reflect on that achievement by Rovers there. But what about this achievement here tonight from two sets of players who were absolutely committed?
Yeah, it's unbelievable, and I think it's a credit to the fitness that we have in rugby league these days. You know, we talk about the olden days, it's not as good, it's a lot of rubbish, because what was out there tonight was absolutely superb. They really went right down to the wire. It is a shame, but as you say, Kevin Sinfield, nerves of steel. When you need it, you want it. We always knew that it was going to come, the result would go one way or the other by a mistake, and that is exactly what it was. Most of the tries, in fact nearly all the tries, came about by either a penalty given away or an error or a slip. Either way, it was just a lottery. But what a tremendous game. Credit to everyone that was out on the park tonight.
Absolutely. I mean, Tony, I think you summed it up during the game. You said it's been a patchy game, it's been a scrappy game, but my goodness, was it exciting.
It was, wasn't it? There was a lot of handling errors and mistakes, drops of balls from kicks, and some stuff that you wouldn't expect in an attractive game of rugby league. You know, often we criticise games like that, too many errors and too many. But this was exciting. There were some things that happened in that game that, you know, straight off the back of errors, tries scored. It was good fun to watch, and it's you know, you enjoy watching rugby league when it's that close, and you know, the result could go either way right up to the death. That's what rugby league's about.
Yeah, and Steve, you picked it. You said this game will be won. I hate to say it, you said, but it'll be won or lost on a mistake.
Yeah.
I mean, Sherwin was the hero last week. If he'd held on to the ball, Shenton wouldn't have had to pick it up in an offside position. I mean, I'm talking the obvious, obviously.
Yeah,
you know
look, Shenton couldn't do anything other than, because he saw it there in front of him, realised he was in offside position, but he realised that the Leeds players were coming up. So what do you do? Give away a penalty and hope that he misses it, rather than presenting Leeds with an easy try. He did the right thing. He'll be down, but they shouldn't be down, because their coach, Terry Matheson, were lifting him up and say, listen, you know, these are the champions. They played the champions. And they have played exceptionally well. They were 16-0 down. To come back after that against a very, very good side, well disciplined. And let's face it, you've got to give credit to this Leeds defence in the second half. They were superb.
And haven't Castleford made progress over the course of the past 12 months, when, remember, they were sitting bottom of the table for much of last year. Not so now. Well, more live action to come tonight. Boxing, Martin Rogan, Sam Sexton is next on Sky Sports 2. And there's Masters Tennis from Madrid that's been continuing throughout the night, and that's available right now on Sky Sports 3. Well, we've got Hull FC against Tony Smith's Warrington tomorrow, 6 o'clock, Sky Sports 3 and HD3. I hope you'll join us for that. And St Helens are playing in Perpignan against the Catalan Dragons at around about the same time. We'll have extended highlights of that match, plus the highlights and the best of Hull and Warrington, 7 a.m. Sunday morning on Sky Sports Extra. Stick around, though. Talking about Extra, we've got Super League Extra Time coming up right after this break. Tony will be staying with us, and we'll analyse this match.
But this is Burrow. And Burrow trying to go in between and trying to get up again. Strike over.
Look at the weather. Oh.
Webb then gives it to Begalin. Easy great hand. Senior. Good ball back on the inside. All for the first try for Leeds. Oh, it's a great break. It's a fabulous try from Rangi Chase. Maguire tries to slip the kick in. 6 to go. Tries for Maguire. They've made the most of it. It's a try for Shenton. This will be the last kick of the game. Shinfield
Sport news and views at skysports.com.
Iron Brew sponsors Super League on Sky Sports.
A Grand Slam summer on Sky Sports, and it's all about the majors. See the elite of golf in the US Open.
7 moments of reserve for certain players.
And the US PGA Championship.
Fabulous, absolutely fabulous.
And all eyes are on Andy Murray as he aims to go all the way at Flushing Meadows.
Simply sensational.
See them all in stunning high definition on Sky Sports Grand Slam Summer.
At times like these, it's the little things that make us happy. And if you know where to look, you'll find them everywhere. Little moments just waiting to give us a little smile. And that's why we're offering free payment protection and typical 0% APR finance on most Renaults right now. Like we said, little things.
Some crisp Batavia lettuce and a freshly toasted bakehouse roll, together with some Cornish smoked British bacon and a succulent piece of chicken breast fillet. That's what makes a chicken legend with bacon. That's what makes McDonald's.
We've got something quite special going on in store this weekend.
10% off when you spend £50 before closing time Monday.
Better still, you then get a privilege card. Ta-da!
Which gives you 10% off everything until the end of May.
That's everything.
Use it again.
And again.
And again.
That's a lot of 10%.
Low-profile tyres, sir. Hand-stitched leather interior, sir. A steering wheel.
I'll take it.
Oh.
You could become a millionaire with Monopoly Scratch Card from the National Lottery.
I love making pot noodle. More fun than throwing a poodle. Tastified.
The Warner Brothers list is back with the biggest movies.
Wow.
And the biggest TV shows.
Seriously?
It's time to add to your collection.
Everything we love to hate. The 7 deadly sins of football daily, starting this weekend in The Guardian and The Observer.
If you need a cab, the service is 5118 24/7. It's directory heaven.
We killed him, and now he's gonna kill us.